Shorts got absolutely decimated yesterday with a rise of like $5,000 within, an hour and a half or something like that. That was impressive, but keep in mind that this is just Wall Street liquidating longs and shorts on the way up and on the way down, okay? Now, we've only touched, this is from Immortal on Twitter, we've only touched 36 RSI 5 times in history. Once in 2015's bear market, 2018 bear market, the 2020 crash, which was absolutely fantastic buying opportunity, guys, and the 2022 bear market. And now we've hit it again. Now check this chart out. Now you may think this is bearish, but look where that the red marks are on the bottom chart, not the big mountainous graph called the Bitcoin price. All right. Now this is the RSI, guys. Look at where these red dots are. These dots are at the very bottom. Okay. They're not the very top. So what this tells me is that this is a great buying opportunity. And I'm not the only person saying this. Lynn Alden also said that this is a great time to dollar cost average. There's not a lot of people saying this, but the smartest people in this space are saying this right now. I'm dollar cost averaging, and also our members at learningcrypto.com are dollar cost averaging. We've already taken profits near the top. Now we're dollar cost averaging down. That's how you play this game. You stay at a leverage and stay safe. Okay, so moving on, we also have this. 7% or less than 7% of the world's population owns crypto. So we are still early, but we are not super early. Super early was back, when Bitcoin was under $100 or a couple $1,000s. Now we're at near $100,000. We are not early. The whole world knows about it, but there is so much room to grow. This space is not going to stop growing. And this space grows not from regulations, like some people say that don't understand crypto at all. It grows by the price increasing. That is why you get calls from your family and friends. Not when there's a regulation that's passed by the US government. Nobody calls you for that. They call you when prices are rising, they want to get in. That's how it works. And then they get burned, and then they're like, hey, wait a second. I should just probably dollar cost average. Or if they find a channel like this, then they can do this the right way. Instead of blowing everything they have near the top of the market, you never put everything in, no matter how low or how high we go, okay? Now let's go over to ILO on Twitter. He says, the biggest payoffs in crypto have historically always come with an environment where no one believes in anything. Where do you think we are right now? We are in that environment right now. The never believe in anything crowd are wrong, but they look correct when trading garbage assets and judging good assets on short-term horizons. This is like 98% of crypto right now is just looking at they're just so short-term minded. It's ridiculous, okay? This is why you follow channels like us and others that are long-term minded. Like for instance, I sold my Bitcoin after 13 years of holding it. I have a long-term mindset on this stuff and it pays off beautifully. Okay, so he also goes on, the greatest rewards come when absolutely nobody wants to take risks on good assets and you decide to. That is what I'm doing. This time will not be different. Absolutely 100%. This time will not be different, okay? Now, why do we need to own Bitcoin? Here we go. Mango PhD says the government will never let there be deflation, period, full stop, okay? There's never going to be deflation in your lifetime, okay? Inflation is only going to increase over the long run. That's how it works. You're never going to see deflation over the long run. That is a guarantee, okay? Moving on, we have the UAE. So what's happening right now in this space is that money is transferring over from the West to the East. Now, you may not think that, but I travel the world. We talk to many lawyers and we talk to people that live around the world, and they say, I see it as well, but I'm going off of their word, that they see tons of influx of people from the West, the US, especially the UK, because that place it's finished. Lots of places in Europe where people don't feel safe anymore, and so on. And taxes are so high over there. They're like, screw that. We're going to move to the East. So this is just one place in the East. You can go all the way to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. There's so many different places that are free out there. But check this out. The UAE says that Bitcoin is a strategic financial asset and is a key pillar in the future of finance. So that's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the banking system there, which should be probably more crypto friendly as well over there. And once that happens, I think you're going to see a massive exodus from people from the West to the East. Because they're not the only country. Like I said, Asia is blowing up with expats leaving the West for the East because simply it's safer, okay? And they have, governments there have their act together a lot more than the West, as you probably know by now. Now, speaking about the West, the US, in the US, there is now a 94% chance that the Fed will cut interest rates on Wednesday. This is according to Polymarket. Now, this would be the third rate cut of 2025. Now, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter. You're going to hear from your favorite guys on Twitter, on YouTube, whatever, that are going to say, oh yeah, that we need this. This is going to be great for Bitcoin. What happened after the last Fed rate cut? Crypto dropped. Bitcoin dropped big time. So don't believe this garbage. The reason why crypto goes up and goes down now is because of Wall Street. Once they load their bag, they're going to allow the prices to rise. I warned against this. I said, listen, you guys that are inviting BlackRock, ETFs, all these horrible people into this spot are going to absolutely destroy parts of crypto. And this is what's happening. You're having a lot of manipulation that we've never seen before. That $19 billion liquidation event on October 10th. You haven't seen anything yet. These guys at Wall Street, if you thought that crypto bros were bad, wait till you see what Wall Street has in store. They're going to make sentiment as miserable as possible for a very long time, and they are going to leave everybody out of this space, and then they're going to pump it. And they're going to pump and pump and pump and pump, and it's going to cause a crazy amount of FOMO, in my opinion, and that is when we're going to see the next bear market, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be really interesting. So what would I do if I didn't have a lot of Bitcoin right now? I would essentially dollar cost average slowly, very slowly, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, with whatever I can afford. This is what I would personally do. I'm not telling you what to do, but this is what I would do personally. And that would work out wonderfully because I've done this before in the past. 13 years ago, I did that for over a decade, and it really, really paid off. I never got liquidated. I never had to worry about a chart. I never had to worry about, news that was out there. I knew what Bitcoin was and I started buying it. Okay. And that's once I understood Bitcoin, once I educated myself on Bitcoin, that is what helped me hold throughout the ages. Anyways, that's all I have. Please like and subscribe, guys. Talk to you soon.